people had neglected to teach them because their parents were working so hard and were not at home during the day.
Yeah.
And again, like the children who had been institutionalized for special needs, the children of the working poor were also at that time not really respected or looked after by society. So, with Montessori's influence, that became sort of something that people wanted to do.
A great story, isn't it, Pat?
Yeah. So, what else? And then the children came to her at one point and said, well, you've taught us all these other things. We'd like to learn to read.
Oh, really?
Yes, so that was, again, the origin of the method, and it's just grown
Sure,
since
and the
then.
rest is history, right?
Right.
Is your Montessori school called the Children's House?
And not the one, no, the Montessori school that I teach at now is called Woodland Hill Montessori. But the school I taught at in Canada was the Montessori House of Children.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, gee, thank you for that.
Casa dei Bambini.
What, dear?
Casa dei Bambini, House of the Children in Italian. Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's what many of them are still called.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've always wondered, where they got the name Montessori, and always wondered why the method was different and maybe better than public education.
She had to work very hard to become a doctor. She had to, her family was probably upper middle class, so she was well educated for a woman up to a point, but when it came time to go to high school, the boys would go to a technical school and the girls would learn housekeeping skills, home economics, and
Home economics.
she had to beg and plead to be allowed to go to school with the boys. And then I guess she got her own way on that, and then she wanted to go to university, having completed high school, which was unusual at that time for girls to even complete high school.
What years are you talking about?
Oh gosh, I knew you were going to ask me that. This is the, mid to late 1800s when she's growing up. I don't remember. I can look it up on my phone.
Yeah, the
Oh, no, that's all right. That's
during
good.
the early turn of the century.
Yeah.
Late 1800s and turn of the century.
I think 1915 or 1911 is when she came to the United States. But at that point she was world famous.
Just before the First World War.
Yes, and that's a whole nother story.
Oh,
How she got caught between the world wars.
Can I
I
tell
would have done my homework had you told me we
well,
were going
honey,
to talk about.
our friends who watch the chat with Glendora know that nothing is prepared. It is all spontaneous. And I learned that, folks, when I started out in television, there was no tape. Everything was live. You had one chance to get it right. And I often did not.
Pat, what did you want to say?
My assignment was to look for a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't find it.
Richard thinks he gave it to someone because
He gave it to somebody.
we waited almost a year and the cat did not come back.
Yes.
So I think he just decided someone needed one. He thinks he couldn't remember the details, but we looked everywhere, couldn't find it. So.
That cat was kind of a tiger cat, right?
A gray
Gray
dark-
tiger.
Yeah,
Hmm.
with white. And we
Ta-
thought we saw her a few times,
I-
but she would run right into the woods, and it wasn't anywhere near our house.
Yeah.
It was close to where June Varner lives.
Okay.
So what might not have even been her, I don't know. But she was originally a feral cat who was taken in
Yeah.
and lived with a woman for, I don't know for how long, but got sort of used to being in a home. But she always wanted to be outdoors. She was one of those cats that was always at the
Yeah.
window and looking to go out. But she always came back. She'd go out for a while. When she wanted to come back in, she'd hop up on the window. And then it was during the time, shortly after the babies were born, and everybody was at our house.
Right.
And of course, babies were crying a lot, and the dog was skittish because the dog's wondering who are these babies. And
Right.
so I don't know if that caused her. We had some really big owls out there. And Emily, I think Emily or somebody has said the same thing.
Yeah, I had an
Predators.
owl in the yard last summer.
Yeah, that's right. It would have been near you too.
Yeah.
And coyotes. I saw one went right across the road in front of me. So I don't know. We just don't know. We put food out for her for a while. Nothing
Well,
happened.
I saw a kind of a stripy cat down by Hart's. I thought it was my cat, but then when I got to the house, my cat was inside. So you might, if you see that
Okay,
young
I'll-
fellow there, you might ask him.
If he took
Yeah,
in a
because
cat,
we
yeah.
looked. I know he likes animals because when our cat went missing, I asked him, and he said he promised to keep an eye out. He's
Well, the situation is, folks, we're trying to rescue a cat. It's being put out by an owner. And it's not a good situation. And I have got the permission to adopt the cat. The cat's going to be mine, and I'm going to try to find a home for the kitty. I can't keep the cat. So the next step, folks, is to find a bigger cat carrier. How do we do that?
I don't know.
Shall we drop everything and go to Walmart and get a bigger cat carrier?
Do you know of anyone else who has a cat who might?
Does it have to be a cat carrier? Can it be a small dog crate? Like
well,
It's
what's a small?
It's
Can
just
it
to
be a small dog crate?
It's just to transport the cat. Did you get in touch with Tracy?
Yes, and I left her the whole information on her recorder.
Okay. So are we gonna wait for her response, or do you think?
No, I'm going. I think Tracy will help us.
Okay.
So what about your small dog?
well, it's about
Oh well, that's
about
certainly big
certainly
enough.
this
would be
big
big
and this
enough.
high. Yeah, it's big enough. Whether a cat would feel secure in it because it's it's all
Well, why don't we
bars. It's not.
Why don't we give it a
Cool.
try?
Sure.
Where is it? At your
It's in
house?
my garage.
In your along
Yes.
with many other things.
Yeah, that's what ours too. And I looked in the garage. I looked upstairs in the garage. Richard went up in the attic because a lot of Aaron and Megan's stuff. still in
Yeah.
the
Oh, thank
house.
you.
And
Thank
he
you for
He
doing
couldn't
that.
Wow.
find it, so he says there's this sort of thing in the back of his mind that
He gave it
says,
away.
It was probably
Yeah.
during last year when we knew we weren't going to adopt any animals since we
Right.
weren't going to be around. So
Well, why don't we finish this and then we'll go get the larger one and then we'll stuff it with blankets and stuff? No, that's not. Yeah, that's a good idea. Stuff it with blankets.
okay.
Want to do that?
Sure.
All right. Well, go ahead.
Well, I can just go get it and bring it back.
Oh, okay.
Or, yeah, I was going to say Andrew wanted to run out to the New Lebanon flea market. We could look and see if anybody's got an actual cat carrier for sale.
No, that has too many probabilities. Too low. Sandy, can you find all those things that list the vegetarian meats? Is that the vegetarian meats?
Yes?
Okay. Would you read to me? I just want to know what kind they are. Vegetarian hot dogs, ham. There's hot dogs?
There's sliced bologna, sliced chicken, sliced turkey.
Hold it, honey. Bologna. Chicken. And what else?
Turkey.
Salami.
No, I don't see salami. Worthington wham.
Well, that's ham.
Wham. Fry pats.
That's
I don't know what that those
chicken.
are. Leanies. Steaklets.
Leanies.
Steaklets.
Steaklets. Okay.
Swiss steak with gravy.
Swiss steak.
Tender bits.
Tender bits.
Tender rounds with gravy.
Tender rounds. They're meatballs. That's it, isn't it?
Mhm.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you. Let's put that over here. Sandy, do you see all those lists of people that we met in Pittsfield? Can you get those together for me?
Yes, I can, but perhaps they don't want their name
Oh, sure.
read
they
out
do.
on the internet.
Oh, sure they do.
Well, Pat and I would not. right?
I'd probably be reluctant to, yeah. You just,
Because then somebody can look them up in the phone book and
Yeah.
call them up and say, I'm a friend of Glendora's.
yeah, it's just not a good idea.
Yeah.
You have to be
You'd
careful
have to get
these
their
days.
permission, I think.
Okay.
It's kind of like,
Well, let it suffice to say that a lot of nice people came and talked to you in Pittsfield and were very expressive in how much they enjoyed your show when they were children and how excited they were to meet you that day in Pittsfield.
And Wayne said that he could tell from what they said to me how much that show meant to them.
Yeah, definitely. They were
he
really...
watched them talk to me, and he said he could
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
how
They
much
were
it
so excited.
They were, weren't
Yeah, very much so.
they? Do you think they should have that carousel homecoming again next year in Pittsfield?
Oh, I think people enjoyed it. Yeah,
I think it's
it's
worth
good.
the second year.
Yeah,
You
I
think
think
it's-
every year it will get a little bit
Oh,
more
you
exciting.
think it's an
yeah,
annual event?
yeah.
What does PhillyCam say up here, honey? PhillyCam is public access in the city of Philadelphia, brotherly love. I like Ben
People-powered
Franklin.
media.
You know why I like Ben Franklin?
Why?
He's on a $100 bill.
This is a program submission form.
Oh, okay. What's it say? What's 2-3 things that
It says to submit a program for cablecast, you must be a PhillyCam member. Please fill this form out completely and submit with video.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you. What's this one say?
This is submit a program. How do I get my show on PhillyCam? PhillyCam accepts all types of non-commercial programs produced by members, talk shows, documentaries, news programs, animated short films, arts and culture events, educational and youth-produced work, etc.
Along with the
You have
chat.
to attend an orientation.
Okay. We have a very prestigious sponsor in Philadelphia. He's Dr. Gordon Vermont. He's a PhD from Harvard, and he's a lecturer at UPenn in the Department of Psychology, and he is our sponsor in Pittsfield, Philadelphia. What's that?
That's upside down.
Oh, that's the Pittsfield people, right?
Yep, these are all people from Pittsfield,
Okay,
I'd
they go
say.
over here. They're done, honey.
Okay.
What's this about? What's that say, honey?
This looks like a list, I don't know, bathroom bulb, chandelier, labels.
Oh, that's Gregory's to-do list. We have to have a new chandelier. Now, Pat, here is the $50 donation to the Sunshine Club.
cash?
No, it's a check.
So, and you put something else in there that I'm supposed to have?
Yeah, I put other things in there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
On
you.
behalf of the Sunshine Fund.
Glendora, should I run home and get that crate?
Yes, can we finish our reading though first?
Sure.
Okay, yes, thank you. There's a thing in here as to what the Jehovah's Witnesses say a soul is. Would you read that to us?
I may not be able to read this without my glasses.
Oh. Here's Lucent, the alumni magazine of American International College, Springfield, Massachusetts.
I see one here from Christian Scientists.
Can you read it?
Jehovah's Witness. Okay. When you hear the term soul and spirit, what comes to your mind? Is that the one?
Yes.
Many believe that these words mean something invisible and immortal that exists inside us. They think that at death, this invisible part of a human leaves the body and lives on. Since this belief is so widespread, many are surprised to learn that it is not at all what the Bible teaches. What then is the soul and what is the spirit according to God's Word? Okay, so as it's used in the Bible, originally written mainly in Hebrew and Greek, Bible writers use the Hebrew word nephesh, or the Greek word psyche. These two words occur well over 800 times in the scriptures and the New World Translation renders them as soul, either in the main text or in footnotes. When you examine the way soul or souls is used in the Bible, it becomes evident that this word basically refers to people, animals, or the life that a person or an animal has.
Wait a second. Soul refers to the life that you have?
The life that you have, or to people or animals. Like if you said, oh, he's a good soul, you mean him,
That's very
the person.
interesting. That's very interesting. Soul and life mean the same thing?
Well, three different uses. You could use it to refer to a person, to an animal, or to a life, a person's life, or an animal's life.
Is that what the soul is? It's your life? Because when you die, when your body starts to recycle, your soul goes somewhere?
Yeah, that's what I think.
What do you think, Pat?
So like reincarnation? Is this,
Reincarnation?
I don't know, is that what that's...
Possibly, or just going back to the source of God. But
Yeah.
I'm not, I mean, reincarnation makes sense in terms of what the natural world does.
Right.
Everything becomes something else. But I just like to think of it as going home to God, to being partitioned out and then reunited.
I think so. And that fits in with what I think. I think the soul is the God that's inside of you.
Yeah, so so it gives a few examples here from the Bible that from in Noah's day, a few people, that is 8 souls, were carried safely through the water.
What?
Talking about the people on the ark as 8
Okay,
souls.
all right, so it's 8 people.
Yeah, and then from the creation story, then God said, "Let the waters swarm with living creatures, souls."
That's,
So
I guess life is God inside of you. Because when there is no life, the God goes.
and it gives a number of places where birds and other animals are called souls, and then sometimes the soul means the life of a person. All the men who are seeking to kill you, seeking your soul, are dead.
Okay,
Moses
check that
was
off
told.
as being read, would you? That's been around a long time. Thank you for doing that.
Okay.
That other page, check it off as read.
The front page?
Well, this is just interesting that, according to the Jehovah's Witnesses, nowhere in the entire Bible are the terms immortal or everlasting linked with the word soul.
Yeah, it's because it sounds to me, if you say the soul is life, well, when life ends, then it ends. I mean, when you die, life ends. So it
Yeah.
just seems like they don't believe it.
That they
immortal.
don't believe that, but then
I don't know. It's just sounds that way.
yeah, so it gives many examples of where soul clearly is used, where we would use the word life.
And do they
Okay,
accept
but now
that?
it says, now let's consider the Bible's use of the term spirit.
Spirit.
Not, so according to
I
Jehovah's
hope
Witnesses,
everybody is okay, animals, people, and workers. Amen.
not just another word for soul. Oh, that's interesting, because I always thought they were synonymous. They're
Oh,
two different things. So
go ahead, tell us
the
what they...
Hebrew word ruach and the Greek word pneuma are used to name the spirit. If you, Jehovah, take away their spirit, they die and return to the dust. The body without spirit is dead.
So they're saying there's a difference between soul and spirit. They're saying that soul isn't immortal, but spirit is?
Spirit refers to that which gives life to a body. I haven't read anything yet about the mortality aspect of it. spirit refers to an invisible force, the spark of life that animates all living creatures.
So that's not immortal.
Well, let me see. I have to read a little
What do you
further.
think of that, Pat?
It sounds to me like that's just what keeps the body, what makes the body living.
But how is that different than soul then? That
Yeah.
sounds like the same. Okay, so Ecclesiastes says, the dust of his body returns to the earth, just as it was, and the spirit returns to the true God who gave it.
Isn't that what you said?
Well, that's what I like to think.
But you said
I-
it was the soul that did that. And they're
Well,
saying
yeah, because but I still don't see how their definition of spirit
Different from
is
soul.
different from soul.
I don't either. Do you see any difference between soul and spirit?
The
Do you?
soul and the spirit are not the same. The body needs the spirit in much the same way as a radio needs electricity in order to function.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So what's the soul?
Well, let's say, yeah, I don't know. I still don't get, I'm not getting the distinction. The spirit is a force that brings our body to life. The spirit has no feeling and cannot think. It is an impersonal force. But without that spirit or life force, our bodies die and return to dust.
What's that about radio?
These are really,
What's that about a radio?
that we need the spirit in order to be fully alive, like a radio needs electricity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's very
Yeah, I'm
interesting.
not really getting their distinction, though. It's not making sense to me.
I haven't
So
Okay.
heard
this
anything.
needs further research. But it sounds like they do believe that the spirit returns to God. But they're not coming up with as many scriptures here on that matter.
Interesting. It really.
But you can go to the Jehovah's Witnesses and get a publication called What Happens to Us When We Die. Or they'd be happy to come to you.
They do.
I'm sure
They
they
haven't
do.
been coming, folks, for the last year and a half, but they used to come all
Since
the
the
time.
last time you put them on camera.
No, I didn't. Now, can you read my writing? What's this word and what's its meaning?
Looks like ambush.
Ambush. What does it mean? To entrap, to snare.
A tactical, maybe?
A
Tactical
tactical
trap
trap.
in order to something
Surprise.
conceived, maybe?
Surprise.
In order to attack the enemy by surprise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why do you have these Glendora's words? Why do you have these words?
I have 220 favorite words.
All-
I'm a great at.
These all start with A.
Yes. And they're number 221 to 228.
Okay.
Are
Why,
they?
why do they all start with A?
That's as far as I
Oh.
got.
You can't write on both sides of the paper. That's not possible.
I have a great respect for the English language. I think it is extremely exact. And I think that there's a word in the English language that will describe every emotion deep in your heart. That's how adequate I think the English language is. And I majored in English, and Pat majored in English. Did you major in English?
I did. Well, I majored in literature, which is not quite the same as majoring in
Yeah,
English.
Yeah.
Um,
And so I have these words, and rather than to go around all day using hackneyed, worn out, threadbare words, I think it's nice to use these great flexible words of the English
well,
language.
here's one that is much more flexible than I knew. It's armory.
Oh, what's-
Armory, which I always assumed was a building where weapons were stored.
That's what I
and
thought.
it means cupboard.
Oh, no, that's Ambry, honey. That's my
Ambry?
writing. That's my
Okay.
writing. It's Ambry.
Ambry.
Ambry is a cupboard.
Well, then Ambry, I've never even heard of.
You never heard that? I knew.
No.
Have you, Pat?
No, it's a
Ambry?
new one on
I can't wait to tell somebody to get me something from the Ambry. It's right there in the Ambry, right in front of you.
Try that on Carrie later.
I will. I'm going to try it on Andrew, too.
All right, you got another one that you can read?
Well, I can read the rest of them, I think.
Well, just-
Ambiguous, ambition,
Oh, ambiguous. That's a good one.
ambulatory, ambush,
Ambulatory,
ameliorate,
able to walk
amen.
on account of my stockings, my, what do you call them? The stabilizers. I can walk. I'm ambulatory.
Amiable, that's you.
Amiable, what's that mean?
Charming, pleasing, sweetness of temper, kind-heartedness,
Yeah.
qualities that cause a person to be liked, good-natured, complacence.
Complacent. Isn't that a beautiful word? You know, sometimes the definition is more interesting than the word.
Well, I like sweetness of temper,
I do. Now,
right?
this
Like
is,
if you say somebody's amiable, you know, oh, that's a nice person. But if you say that they have a certain sweetness of temper,
there you are.
and that's somebody you'd really like to know.
Yes. Now this is Franklin Fuller Buell. That's what he was.
Amiable.
Yes. That's Franklin Fuller Buell through and through.
Nice.
Now, honey, that ends the reading. Do you have time, if I give you my phone? Pat, you want to shut the camera off? You won't be interested in this, folks. But this is the voice dial.
Do I just close it?
That will do it, yeah. We're trying to get that cat out of that apartment where the owners rather inhumanely insisted that the cat be taken out or the tenants would have to move out onto the sidewalk. So what has been done so far? Our cat carrier is too small. We're waiting for Morgan to get back at 3:30 p.m. and then Morgan will get the kitty into the carrier, and we're waiting for a bigger carrier. Oh, that saved us considerable number of dollars, and it's a very nice carrier. Very nice carrier.
Where do you want it? Do you want
Right there, it's fine. How does it work, honey?
You just lift the handle here and slide and open like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you want to fold it down, the sides are collapsible. They are attached.
Oh, yeah.
And it can all fold up.
Well, you saved us considerable money. Is that the one you bought when you had the,
We bought that for Scout, but then Scout very quickly outgrew it.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not the one I bought down the street.
That's not the one you bought?
No.
Up at the yard sale?
No, the one that I bought up at the yard sale, we moved Scout out of this into that.
Oh, okay.
But then it was just huge. So then we bought a medium-sized one.
Oh.
Not as big as the one at the yard sale, but a lot bigger than this.
How many steps away are we from rescuing this cat from mean people? One, Morgan comes home, puts the kitty into the crate, and then Sandy takes the kitty up to Pat and Richard. And the kitty stays there until Wednesday, and Wednesday I talk to Sue Casey to see if she will adopt the kitty. There he is, Mr. Snuggles. Oh, I hate this, folks. I just hate it, taking a kitty away from his home and the kitty's unhappy. But kitty, we got to protect you from a shelter, and we've got to protect you from mean owners who don't understand that a kitty isn't doing any harm. And the kitty should stay there and has every right to stay there. And this is your food, and this is your litter, and there's papers from the shelter. And you don't want to go away from your people. Your people love you and you love them. Oh, Kitty, it's heartbreaking. But I have to do it. I have to protect you, Kitty. I have to protect you from people, certain people. And I have to protect you from going to the shelter. And Pat is going to take care of you until Wednesday. And then Wednesday we're going to ask Sue Casey if she will give you her beautiful home. Poor Kitty. But then, Kitty, you're blessed. People care about you and are taking care of you. This is Sunday, October 6th, 2017, Anno Domini. Approximately 4:30, post-meridian. And this should show approximately 11,620 up in there somewhere. We do have beautiful weather for this transfer.
Hello. Hi.
Mr. Snuggles, this is Pat. Mr. Snuggles, this is Pat. Oh.
I'm so glad that Brianna's not here to see this.
Yes. Mr. Snuggles. We're protecting you, Mr. Snuggles, from the shelter and from bad people.
He's all orange. There's no white on there, really. He has a ringtail, but he's really fine.
Now
He's neutered, wormed, fleed. He's even a microchip. There's a microchip in him. I have paperwork with all that information. I just have to locate it. Brianna put it somewhere. And
well, we're not, this is just temporary,
Okay,
so you should
yeah.
probably hold on to that. And is there some other,
yeah, I got the litter box, and the
Okay.
food. There's not a lot of litter.
I think we have some litter from,
Okay, there's
yeah,
a little bit in there.
we have some, I think we have some in the garage.
There's a good amount of food left in here.
So you just give, is it dry food or?
Oh, it's wet food. He doesn't seem to like the dry food.
Okay, so how much do you give?
I just give him one can. He just ate a can, and he had a can earlier today, so probably be good for a while.
So 1 can a day or 2 cans a day?
I usually give him two a
Okay.
day.
Okay.
They're the smaller cans, so. I mean, if you wanted to, you could give him half a can at a time, kind of spread it out.
See how he likes it.
It's been tough because we're going all day, so we give him a can in the morning and a can at night, and I'm sure he gets hungry during the
Right.
interim.
Okay. Spread it out.
So,
Okay.
bye, buddy. I miss you. Oh, I feel bad. This is terrible.
Well, he's not going to the pound.
That's the only relief
And he's
I've
not
got.
going to be here when the people come.
Right, and that helps.
Yeah.
That's true.
I like this. This is interesting. The way this doesn't go up, it goes
Yeah,
to the side.
it works well.
Yeah.
It's easier to load things in and
Yeah.
out. than the other.
Pat, can you and Richard go to dinner with me?
No, we've got dinner going. We already
Oh,
started.
okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Okay.
Pat,
Thank you very much.
my gratitude.
You're welcome.
My gratitude, Pat.
Okay, just let me know what you find out.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
For sure.
It's ambivalent. It's sad and it's happy.
It really is.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that she's not here to witness this.
But
They won't let me mow the lawn here either.
tell me about that.
Hi, Glendora, it's Sandy. That was me you were talking to just now on the phone. I listened to your message. Sorry that the kitty is still in search of a home. I thought it was going from Pat's to Tracy. So anyway, or whoever it was that had the house full of company until Wednesday. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you, dear Sandy. Angel.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. Message erased. Next message. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To listen to your voice messages, press 2. To listen... First voice message. Message erased. End of new messages. Hey, Glendora, this is Maureen. I'm not going to be able to make it at 10, but I will be there later on. I have to drop my friend off at the train. Her car broke down and she needs to get to the train station. So I'll be back around 11:30.
Thank you for doing that for your friend.
I'll call you to let you back.
I love it. I love it. That's
Bye.
so nice of you. Folks, if they can make bathroom scales that talk, and if they make cars that talk, why can't they make a washing machine that talks and tells you what it did with the other sock?
The word soul clearly refers to the life of a person. You will find more examples of this sense of soul, either in the text or in the footnotes found at 1 Kings 17:17, 23 Matthew 10:39, John 15:13, and Acts 20:10. A further study of God's Word will show you that nowhere in the entire Bible are the terms immortal or everlasting linked with the word soul. Instead, the scriptures state that a soul is mortal, meaning that it dies, Ezekiel 18:420. Therefore, the Bible calls someone who has died empty simply a dead soul, Leviticus 21:11. The spirit identified. Let us now consider the Bible's use of this term spirit. Some people think that spirit is just another word for soul. However, that's not the case. The Bible makes clear that spirit and soul refer to two different things. How do they differ? Bible writers use the Hebrew word raush or the Greek word pneuma when writing about the spirit. The scriptures themselves indicate the meaning of those words. For instance, Psalm 104:29 states, "If you, Jehovah, take away their spirit, they die and return to the dust." And James 2:26 notes that the body without spirit is dead. In these verses, then, spirit refers to that which gives life to a body. Without spirit, the body is dead. Therefore, in the Bible, the word rush is translated not only as spirit, but also as force or life force. For example, concerning the flood in Noah's day, God said, "I am going to bring floodwaters upon the earth to destroy from under the heavens all flesh that has the breath of life." Genesis 6:17, 7:15, 22. Spirit thus refers to an invisible force, the spark of life that animates all living creatures. The soul and the spirit are not the same. The body needs the church, or needs the spirit in much the same way as a radio needs electricity in order to function. To illustrate this further, think of a portable radio. When you put batteries in a portable radio and turn it on, the electricity stored in the batteries brings the radio to life, so to speak. Without batteries, however, the radio is dead. So is another kind of radio when it is unplugged from an electric outlet. Similarly, the spirit is the force that brings our body to life. Also, like electricity, the spirit has no feeling and cannot think. It is an impersonal force. But without that spirit or life force, our bodies die and return to the dust, as the psalmist stated.
Well, thank you very, very much.
Oh, that's Elizabeth's best song.
It is?
Yeah, you got to sing that when she comes. Oh, boy.
Hi, Jasmine.
Honey, did you
Hi,
put the dip
Jasmine.
out in the chips?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did. Well, that's what happens.
How old is Jasmine, honey?
I think she's 10 or something. I got papers. I got to just 10 or 11, something like that.
10 or 11?
But Ginger's 17. But she's having a good life.
You gonna bark at me again?
Okay, no, I don't right now, but
I don't want to put that on.
She's filming everybody.
it's glass. Do you think it's all right? It's glass. You want a hot pad?
Baby.
I just don't want. Oh, that's cloth, so that's fine. I thought it was plastic, and I didn't want to melt you.
Oh, no.
This is French onion dip.
Oh, how
How old is
nice.
she?
I think she's 11. I got papers, but I just...
Yeah.
Good morning, folks. This is Tuesday, the 8th of August. Isn't it grand to have August? And isn't it grand to have summer? And isn't it grand to have recycle people, heroes? Thank you, recycle people up there in the street. And this is going to be very interesting. I'm going to call my dear friend, one of my dearest friends, Robert Jackson. Call Jackson, please. Call Jackson.
Calling Jackson. Mobile.
Thank you. He's in Yonkers. Yonkers is in Westchester. Westchester's in the state of New York. Hi, Robert Jackson.
Yes, I am.
I'd like to have you read to me the short little sermon that's in the bulletin of the Church of St. John the Baptist in Yonkers, New York. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Yes. Would you be willing to do that?
Oh, you sure? Sure.
All right. And the pastor there is the Monsignor Christopher Maloney?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let me get that one from the 4th of July.
Oh, 4th of July, okay. They write these very interesting sermon clips as to what...
That's right, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
I'll be right with you.
yeah, you take your time. I'm talking to the audience.
Okay.
And they're always good. So I wanted to share them with you. All people who on earth do dwell, sing to the Lord with cheerful voice. Him ye shall serve with faith forth tell. Come ye before him and rejoice. Are you ready, Robert? All things work for good.
Okay, I'm back.
Good. All things work together for good for those who love the Lord and know his purpose. Romans 8:28. Okay, Robert, let's go.
Okay, this is a outline of the sermon for the fourth Sunday in Ordinary Time, which was on July 9th, 2017. The time around the 4th of July is usually a time for planning picnics, barbecues, trips to the lake, pool, and the beach. A time for fun and family. It's also time to give thanks for all God's blessings to this great country and to pray that liberty and justice become realities for all nations. This can also be a time for patriotic speeches, but very few of those speeches will ever extol a very Christian virtue, meekness.
defines its meaning as easily imposed upon, submissive. The roots of the word are not quite so negative. Aristotle considered meekness a virtue that reflected self-control. It was a sign of strength, not weakness. In the biblical tradition, meekness indicated a willingness to be directed by God and openness to truth and goodness. It is that positive sense we find in our first reading from the prophet Zechariah 9:9-10, who describes the long hope for the Messiah as a just Savior, meek King, proclaimer of peace. St. Paul in the second reading, which is Romans 8:9-13, suggests, without using the word, that true meekness is possible when we come dwelling places of the Holy Spirit. In today's Gospel, Matthew 11:25-30, Jesus invites us to learn from him, for he is meek, gentle, and humble of heart. For example, he has received his mission from the Father and has accepted it obediently. Again, that was a synopsis from the Most Sunday in Ordinary Time, Roman Catholic Mass of July 19th, 2017. I'm sorry, July 9th, 2017.
Oh, Robert, that's so nice. Thank you. It's so nice. It's so nice, Robert, that we can still go to places and hear those words.
Yes, that's true. Absolutely true.
You know, we can still go and hear such nice things.
Sure.
That was so lovely of you to pass it on to me.
No, you're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Yeah.
I would like to do the same, in future weeks, sure.
You would like to say that again?
Well, I'd like to do the same in the weeks to come.
In the weeks to come, yes. Yes, it's a very good feature. All right, Robert. I want to thank you so much for that.
Well, you're very welcome once again, certainly.
Yes. And I'll talking to you soon, very soon.
Okay, very good. Sounds good, my Nora.
This man had a very unusual way of driving himself to work, to commuter work, and he would simply get on the expressway, and then he'd turn off the ignition, and then the rest of the cars would push him to work. Robert, I'm going to talk to you very soon.
Okay, my Nora, very good.
Thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome, sure.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice to hear words of that.
I'm sorry.
Show me the cover, would you, Maxine?
Just show me which part I'm reading and I'll show you the cover.
Okay, we're going to read to the audience these two paragraphs.
Okay, these two. Okay.
Yeah, but
And you
now, folks, this is a Compassion Over Killing. This is an animal help group in Washington, D.C. that was started by a boy as an after-school club, and it has persisted for 50 years. So Maxine, my dear friend and neighbor, hi Maxine,
Hi.
an educator in nature, is going to pass some information on to you. And that's what this feature is called, folks. It's called Pass It On. I see things that I think that would help you, and I want to pass them on. Okay.
Compassion Over Killing is a national nonprofit animal protection organization based in Washington, D.C. Since 1995, COK has
That's
been
Compassion Over Killing. I'm going to tell you each time what COK stands for.
Yes, has been working to expose cruelty to farmed animals and empower people to choose vegetarian foods as a way to build a kinder world. Relying on a wide range of strategies to achieve our mission, COK, Compassion Over Killing, conducts undercover investigations, engages in proactive legal advocacy, persuades major corporations to use fewer animal products, and offers more vegan options, and much more. Join our efforts today to demonstrate the power of compassion.
And you're going to get a donation from me, Compassion Over Killing, this month. Now, on the next, I have other pages to read.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Over here, I wanted to know if you'd read that paragraph to them.
Deciding to leave animals off her plate, she inspires her family to join her by enjoying a vegan meal together.
And this woman is?
And this woman is, let's see, Maya. She's identified as Maya.
Meyer, that's good.
And this is at this year's Animal Film Festival in Grass Valley, California, courtesy of the Amber and Adam Tarshish Foundation.
Oh, this is good. Now on the next page, would you pick out a paragraph to read to us? Every paragraph is good, so just read anyone.
Okay. Compassion over killing. Undercover video documents multiple violations of the Federal Humane Methods of Slaughter Act, ineffective stunning leading to some animals being shocked more than once. Even after having their throats cut, many lambs are kicking or thrashing their heads, signs they can still feel pain.
Of course they do. And how about a paragraph from that page?
Join Nicholas Patricia of the band Walk the Moon. Sign and share our petition asking Walmart and Kroger to cut ties with lamb supplier Superior Farm, who use inhumane methods of killing.
Read that to me again, would you please?
Join Nicholas Patricia of the band Walk the Moon. Sign and share our petition asking Walmart and Kroger to cut ties with lamb supplier Superior Farms.
Oh, this is good for you to pass this on to the people.
Okay, and the website is COK.
Compassion over killing. COK.net/love lambs. Yes.
For ways you can help these gentle animals.
Good,
including signing this petition.
Yes. This is good information you're passing on.
Yes, it is.
One paragraph from that page.
For 2 years, I worked undercover witnessing and painstakingly documenting the horrific conditions and unimaginable suffering animals are forced to endure. I believe investigations are most important tool in exposing the truth behind the meat, egg, and dairy industries and empowering consumers to stand up for animals every time they sit down to eat.
Stand up for animals every time you sit down to eat. That's good. Now I'm going to save the rest of it for another program.
Okay.
And thank you, Max. Where did we leave off? What page?
We left off, sorry, I just closed the book. We left off, I remember. We left off on
right
page,
here. This page
6. I didn't read this page.
Yeah, then
I
we
read a little
resume
bit
there.
from this page.
Oh, this is good. We're trying to straighten out in our mind the difference between soul and spirit, and if there is a difference. And what are you reading from, Maxine?
A Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania.
Okay, what did they say?
Speaking about man's death, Ecclesiastes 12:7 states, "The dust of his body returns to the earth, just as it was, and the spirit returns to the true God who gave it. When the spirit or life force leaves the body dies and returns to where it came from, the earth. Comparably, the life force returns to where it came from, God." Job 34:14, 15, Psalm 36:9. This does not mean that the life force actually travels to heaven. Rather, it means that for someone who dies, any hope of future life rests with Jehovah God. His life is in God's hand, so to speak. Only by God's power can the spirit or life force be given back so that a person may live again. Did you want me to finish the 2 paragraphs?
Or did you want to read the paragraph? Whatever you say. Yeah, whatever you say. Pick out what you think will give the essence of it.
Well,
We've
I
been,
don't really want to get into the other 2 paragraphs.
Okay.
I like it where it is.
You like it the way it is? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's done. Oh, okay, what's that paragraph, Max?
Okay, this is about word origin and history for soul. Soul. A substantial entity believed to be that in each person, which lives, feels, thinks, and wills. Century Dictionary. Old English soul, spiritual and emotional part of a person. Animate existence, life, living, being, from Proto-Germanic. Old Saxon, Old Norse, Sala,
Yeah.
Old Frisian, Sela, Middle Dutch,
That's
Sela.
That's enough of that. But I really think that it's good what they've said. This came from the internet, and it was sent to me by James Dixon in Manhattan, and it fits in with what we've been talking about for months, that the soul is the God inside of you. Amen.
Is this what you want me to hold up? Or
Yes,
this?
yeah, that's good.
Which side?
That'll help
Our
the people
town?
a lot. Yep, that's good too. Now, folks, this is the program of the Alliance for Community Media, which is a trade organization for public access television. And they met in Minnesota, and they have workshops to help people run a television public access show. It's just a whole lot of work. Can you turn it around, Max?
Sure.
It's a whole lot of work, and when they do so well, I just wanted you to appreciate what they're doing for public access TV. PhillyCam is public access television in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Max, what do they tell us to do?
PhillyCam accepts all types of non-commercial programs produced by members, talk shows, documentaries, news programs, animated short films, art and culture, events, educational and youth-produced work, etc. After attending an orientation, a member can submit one weekly series, scheduled in half-hour slots, or any number of individual videos of any genre and various lengths as the schedule allows. Locally produced programming is PhillyCam's first priority, but a member can sponsor a program from outside the area with written permission from the producer.
I'm handing you a list of the children who are now 70 years old who watched a SS Glendora so faithfully and were so endeared with it, and I with them. And they came to see me in Pittsfield when we had a homecoming. Would you read their names?
Okay, could you wait? Can you hold off camera for a moment? Let me read.
I don't wonder that you wanted to read the names first, because they are sort of challenging. Okay, go.
Jamie Ray,
Janie Ray,
Kathy Albert Pedroti, Charles Garavaltis, Joan Grossman, Barbara and Bob St. Pierre, James Curtis, Jennifer and Charles Stickles, excuse me.
yeah, Stickles.
Bob,
They were from Peru, folks, Peru, New York. Jennifer and Charles Stickles.
Bob, Doc Rhodes,
But-
Diana Wellington, Mary Leoncini, Bruce Gogman, Chris Kellogg, Linda Troy, Rudy Sacco, Tony and Linda Papirio.
Now, here are some of the vegetarian meats that you can have, people. Hot dogs, hamburgers, bologna, chicken, turkey, salami, vegetarian ham, fry pats, that's chicken, like a chicken breast, and leanies, that's the best vegetarian hot dog there is. You can have deli turkey, smoked turkey roll. That's really good. Steaklets. What is that? Swiss steak. Yeah, Swiss steak is good in a gravy. Tender rounds is a pork substitute, and tender bits is a meatball. Now this is one of our favorite words, amiable. Sweetness of temper. Having those qualities that cause a person to be liked. Complacence. Am I glad to see you? Won't you have a rocking chair?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
My back's killing me.
Oh no, what's that about?
I don't know.
Where? In the middle?
Right here. Right here. It comes and goes, and now it seems like it stays.
You see this? Where is it?
I forget what the date of that was. Maybe it was
And keep them.
They just
and
kinda,
make them
kind of give them like a hospice situation.
Yeah, or you know, or things that like you know, somebody finds, like, so there was somebody found a cat that was so emaciated they thought it was dead, and they went and picked it up and nursing it back to health, and eventually
Really?
found a house. Yeah.
Hooray!
Yep, and I have the 3 cats I have down here tested positive for feline leukemia, and the shelter they were at they were just going to put down 18 cats.
Yeah,
that tested
we
positive.
took a cat in that had that.
Yeah.
Because
They killed
no place
18
for it, and my
cats?
son already had a cat and
Yeah.
couldn't keep it.
Who killed
Right,
18
so-
cats?
They didn't kill them, but Orange Street took them in because the shelter didn't have the resources to take care of all the cats, so Orange
Yeah.
Street took them all in.
They need care because they get. I mean,
They do.
this cat was already pretty far along with the disease. Yeah.
How did you connect with them?
Keep it healthy with nutrition.
So about a year and a half ago, I said to my husband, I just, you know, I love caring for animals. I love animals. And I said to my husband, I said, you know, I feel like I want to do something else. And I said, can we start fostering cats? Because my mom has an apartment in the bottom of our house, which is just perfect. Keep them away from my cats and then have their own place. And he said, okay. And we had a friend that had volunteered with them, and looking on their website, like, they provide everything for you. They give you cat litter, they give you food, they make it so that all you have to do is take the cat to the vet and take the cat to adoption clinics. So they really make it simple, and
Oh, thank you for doing what you do, and
Yeah.
thank Orange Street.
I will, absolutely. They're amazing, and it just amazes how many balls they're juggling. They both work full time. I mean,
they do?
yeah. Oh yeah, this is not a.
Where are they located?
Chris Pagano and Diane Metz are the women that run it, and they live really close to New World Bistro. You know where that is in Albany?
Yeah, Delaware Avenue.
Yeah, really close to Delaware Avenue, just off Delaware. They started this because there was a house that was a building being torn down, and they said there was 1 or 2 cats, and they found that there were 70 cats, and so they just started taking them in, and they made their own.
70?
70 cats. Yep.
50?
And they found all homes for all of them, and that was
68,
5 years
69,
ago.
70?
70. Yep.
My goodness, and how did they get those cats located?
They had enough friends to come in and trap, and everybody took some cats here, there, and everywhere, and yeah, they're
How long ago was that?
Like 5 or 6 years ago, I think. So now they're kind of known for taking cats who are in need of medical condition, and they take them in. I was telling Tracy that they took in a batch of kittens, and there were 6 of them. There's only 1 left, and they were like this big when they got them. And it turned out 5 of them had congenital heart failure.
Had what?
Congenital heart failure. And so they had pumped all this money into these kittens trying to keep them alive, and just found out that there was nothing they could do to keep them alive.
No, they would just.
And so they all died?
Yes.
They all died. But they took them all in and gave them as much vet care as they possibly could until they figured out that was the problem.
How terrible.
I know. Yeah. And so I have a cat. I adopted 1 cat from them. His name is Puka. I got him a year ago. He's 13. So he's not young.
A senior citizen.
Yes, and I love him to pieces. And they actually I took him because they would help me pay for his vet bills, because he had to have all of his teeth extracted. Because he has this disease where basically the animal's immune system attacks their teeth, and they can't eat. And he was in so much pain, and they paid 2 different surgeries to have all of his teeth gone. And he is just the most wonderful cat. He just loves people, and he's such a lap cat.
And what's your plan for Flanagan? Or for
this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as soon as I get him tested again, and if he settles in here, then I'll start taking him to adoption clinics immediately with Orange Street cats, and they do them every Saturday in various places.
He's an orange cat.
Yeah, right. So
Perfect.
yeah, and orange cats don't tend to stay around because they're really nice cats. So yeah, we'll find him a home as soon as we can.
I think someone will adopt that cat.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very, very much.
Oh yeah, not a problem at all. Not a problem.
Yeah, the first step was to ask Morgan if I could adopt the cat and get him into our possession.
Yeah.
Get him into our control.
Yeah, that was amazing that you guys stepped up to take care of him.
Yeah, and then Pat and Sandy were heroes. They got the kitty into the crate. Sandy got the crate.
Yeah.
And Pat at 5:15 Sunday drove out and got the cat off of that property.
Good.
So the cat was safe. And then, as I say, Pat's the one who kept the cat from going to a shelter.
Yeah.
Because Brianna says we're going to take him to a shelter.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he'll be much happier here, and my kids will love him.
He's an indoor cat, by the way.
Yeah, that's good. Orange Street. We don't ever let cats outside. My neighbors have a cat that's an outdoor cat. It drives me crazy.
No.
I have alpacas, and they see this cat, and they start whistling and being really upset.
Oh, yeah.
MyCat.com is 91.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's a vegan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You all done, Tracy?
Leaf would like you.
Library. She's at one of the branches.
Beautiful spot.
Look at the flowers, aren't they pretty?
Yes, aren't they?
Beautiful.
Everything green is pretty, pretty, pretty. Looks like they own a lot of land.
Mm-hmm.
Now I remember how how Josh and Eric, because I used to go out and stand with Josh and talk to him while he waited for the bus.
Yeah.
And then he told me about Eric. You can go left straight up if you want. If you want to go straight up to Route 20.
I want to go back to North Chatham. Isn't it this way?
Yep, you go this way.
I want to go that way.
You want to go back to North Chatham?
Yeah, I want to go back the same way we came.
Okay. Beautiful down here. So you get to this intersection, you turn left.
Okay.
This is Bunker Hill Road. And I come from New England, Massachusetts, and that always made me wonder, Bunker Hill?
How did it get that name? There's probably a story there. Does that guy have to stop?
Yes. In fact, our wedding dinner was at Lexington Concord.
Oh, what's it?
At the Concord Inn. We were married in Wellesley Hills, the rich suburb of Boston, at the First Congregational Church. And apparently the Reverend Dr. John Elmo Wallace knew the owner of the Concord Inn in Concord, Massachusetts, and arranged for our lunch.
Oh, wow.
And he paid for it.
He paid for it. That's quite a wedding gift.
And you wouldn't think he would, because we got married on Christmas Day.
Oh my goodness.
In the middle of Christmas Day, he had to go do a wedding.
That's a great memory.
Oh, it was cold then. You can't imagine how cold it was. I think that's because Massachusetts is close to the coast, and New York isn't. I think it's colder there. This is Route 203 that goes from Oster something, Route 22, to Route 20. Empty cat cage. Empty cat cage. Long story. Empty litter box. And the story pauses. Pauses P-A-W-S-E-S. Is that paradise? Yes, this is paradise. We are in paradise.
To change your personal options, press 4. To disconnect, press star. First voice message.
Hey, Glendora, this is Diane. Give me a call. I might have a lead on something about the cat. So give me a call back. I'm a 6.
Yeah, she thinks she found an owner.
It's.
She thinks she found a home.
7, okay?
Her brother-in-law, her sister-in-law. Thank you.
End of message. To erase this message,
Now where
press
do you
7.
find 7?
To send a reply message, press 8.
Can't
To
see the
save it-
screen.
To listen to your messages, press 1. Personal options. To turn message waiting
Oh
indicator on or
no,
off,
if you could only
press
see
1.
the
To
screen.
change administrators, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change your personal options, press 4. To disconnect, press star.
You can't see the figures. It's too light.
First voice message.
Hey, Glendora, this is Diane.
Yes,
Give me a
Diane.
call. I might have a lead on something about the cat. So give me a call back, 766-2775. It's
Message erased. End of new messages. First saved voice message.
Hi, Glendora. This is Barb. Calling you back. Okay. Have a great
She died August 2nd, a year ago. And look how good she sounds now.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Maureen. If you want to go out and get those kitty collars, call me back.
Who is it?
Bye.
End of message. To erase this.
No, you see that? It went to the wrong screen.
You
Maureen,
want to go out and get those kitty collars.
you want to go out and get
Call me
those kitty
back.
collars and those IDs. Call me
Bye.
back. Yes, we made arrangements to do it tomorrow,
To erase
Thursday,
this message, press 7.
at 11.
To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options,
Let's see if we can press the
0.
right button, which you can't see.
Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Marion. I just called to return your call. You know, I'm
She
fine.
cannot board the kitty.
Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Pat Sarr. Just give me a call when you get a chance. I did get your message.
She rescued the kitty. She got the kitty
End
off
of
of this
message.
property where the people
To
were
erase
mean
this
to the
message,
kitty,
press 7.
and she got
To
the
send a
kitty,
reply message,
kept the
press
kitty
8.
from going to the
To save
shelter.
it, press 9.
Too
To hear
heroic.
more options, press 0. Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Maxine. It's 1:30 on Tuesday.
She
and
came and
I'm
did all the
coming
reading
over
for
to
you.
the mail. Okay. see
All
you
the
soon.
things to
Bye.
pass on to you, the important things that come in to pass on to you. She
End
did
of
it all
message.
yesterday.
To erase this message, press 7. To listen to your messages, press 1. You have pressed an incorrect key. To listen to your messages, press 1.
Oh,
To send a
jeez.
message, press 2. To change your personal options, press 4.
You know, you're a
To
difficult phone.
disconnect, press stop.
I love you dearly, but you
To
are
listen to your
difficult.
voice messages, press 2. First saved voice message.
Keep the screen so I could see it.
Hi, Glendora. It's Maxine. It's 1:30 on Tuesday, and I'm coming over to help you with the mail. Okay, see you soon. Bye.
Message erased. Next message.
Glendora, this is Diane. Still planning on coming down at 3:30, so if this changes, let me know in a few minutes, okay?
Yeah, Diane
Otherwise, I'll
came,
see you at
and the
3:30.
work was all done. Although she did send $9 to the advertiser to pay for an ad. Folks, I bought an ad in the
To erase
advertiser.
this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Pat Sarr calling again. I tried to reach you a couple of other times today. I am trying to reach Brianna and Morgan because I need the paperwork about the cat.
The paperwork from the shelter.
Tracy has found a home for him, and I need to bring him
Tracy
to
has
his
found a home
new
for him.
tomorrow morning. So
Tomorrow morning we went and got the cat. I'll tell you about
I
that.
don't know when I'm going to be able to reach them, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to connect with you to go over to the children's program tonight.
Yeah, we miss
I hope you're okay, because this is about the third time I called and left a message. So,
and it's another thing about this
talk to
phone.
you later.
Sound and notification. It decides to turn itself off. And you don't know when anybody calls you.
7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9.
Let's see if you can
to hear
find
more
7.
options, press 0.
You can't see it.
Message erased.
Wow, we made it.
End of messages.
Good.
To listen to your messages, press 1. To send
Hi, folks. A man bought a used car. And his friend says, what's the mileage on it? The man says, I don't know. The odometer is in Roman numerals. Now, what was I going to tell you? Well, Pat came at 10:15 Wednesday morning, August 9, and we drove down Route 203 as far as North Chatham, Columbia County, to Bunker Hill Road, and we went to Suzanne's. And Susanne is adopting, or is going to foster adopt, that beautiful orange kitty, Flanagan. And I showed you the video of that. And so all the telephone calls you heard this morning were previous to that and planning to find Flanagan a home. Now a development came as soon as Glenn got back. Diane Bingham said that her brother-in-law, Carl Bingham, is looking for a cat. So he wants to talk to Suzanne about Flanagan. So I called Suzanne and gave her the information and gave her the telephone number. So maybe Carl and Suzanne will connect. That's the story of Flanagan. I made a donation of $100 to Orange Street Cats. And I made a pledge the second week in September to give them another $100. We're going to get cat collars and IDs.
You remember your jugs today? Yeah. Okay. I know. I'm just checking to make sure you remembered them today.
No, I don't. The only reason I got them is because they've been in the truck since.
And what one are we going to get? The little cat head? Okay. That'll be fun. Oh, you want the number now?
So you just want the phone number, nothing else?
Nothing else.
Okay.
518
2 for 2 then, my friend.
610
2374.
5810.
All right. So we want your delivery address?
Oh, I see you're not going to do them now.
No.
It was $33, folks. That's ace for you. They aced the price. Anyway, they are done. But they won't be here for a week. We got a red one and a blue one. I keep telling people that was caller ID, but they don't laugh. Caller ID, C-O-L-L-A-R ID. The only thing I had put on them was my telephone number. That's all I want.
How come 2?
Bunker Hill Road. Is it Skodak or Nassau?
Skodak. Forget how far this is.
Thank you, August. Thank you, Summer. You are cherished. Thank you that you come and go, that we appreciate you. Is this East Skodak?
Not sure if it's considered East Skodak. All I know is it's Skodak, the town of Skodak. eggs, garlic.
You want me to get out, Phil?
Look nice.
No. Oops. No. These are supermarket tomatoes. They're no good.
Really?
Okay, but you get them.
Well, I've got some home that I don't.
We'll try them.
They are hard, aren't they?
They're hard and they're pretty, but they're tasteless. I think. Why don't you get some? In case I'm wrong.
Well, $4 is a lot.
Is it?
I think so. I don't know.
I got 4 ones. You want them? I got 4 ones.
I got money. Yeah, blueberries home.
I think I'll get some too.
It's not right that they choose that way. But sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. But some of them, they just can't find work or a place to stay. So I gave this guy a whole, spiel.
What?
I gave this guy on the phone a whole spiel. I had him crying at the end.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
I said I gave the guy on the phone my spiel, and I had him crying at the end.
Oh, you did really?
I think I brought him to tears.
Really?
Well, I told him I'm on a fixed income. I've given away a lot of money. I give to the VFW and the American Legion and the Warriors and the disabled veterans. I really support them all, and I'm not giving anything over the phone. So he said, "Oh, you're a wonderful person," and going on and on. I'm so tired of them, and you never know if they're genuine. On the phone, could be anybody on the phone asking for funds.
Of course. Now isn't that the Nassau?
No, it's a Skoda Town.
That's
Skoda Town Garage.
That's a Skoda Town Garage?
Yeah.
Oh, I just kind of dumb. I just ate a tabletop pie. Blueberry. Thank you. It was a gift from Maureen Fitzgibbons. She just posted it on
Done.
The post office. Done. Thank you.
Your phone call. I have not received any article by email as Leon requested be sent to me. Just want to let you know. Thanks. Bye.
That's Frances Wooden. She hasn't received the email of the article in Lucent Magazine.
To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. Message erased. Next message.
Glendora, Susanne, I'm calling you on my car problem. And I'm in my car.
Ruthann.
And I'm just about out of juice. But anyway, we had a great time. I didn't know what was the last time I talked to you. But I am packed up today. This afternoon, it's Thursday, we're leaving on a Viking River cruise. It doesn't get there. We fly into tomorrow. We'll be into Amsterdam. And we take off on the river down through Germany and France and end up in Switzerland and fly home. We'll be on there 7 days. So I'm really nervous about it. I hope it'll be fun. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Did you hear that, folks? Did you understand it?
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options,
To
press
repeat
0.
it, press 0.
To replay this message,
And press
4.
Glendora, Susanne, I'm calling you on my car problem. And I'm in my car. And I'm just about out of juice. But anyway, we had a great time. I didn't know what was the last time I talked to you. but I am packed up today. This afternoon, it's Thursday, we're leaving on a Viking River cruise.
They're going on a cruise.
It doesn't get to be fly into tomorrow. We'll be into Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
And we take off on the river down through Germany and France and end up in Switzerland and fly home. We'll be on there 7 days, so I'm really nervous about it. I hope it'll be fun. Anyway, I'll talk to you later.
I'll be.
Bye.
That's Ruth Ann Polsom in Louisiana.
To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. Pat. I'm out of the shower and ready to take down the information. So I'll be back. I will be here till about 1:30. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Pat. She was taking down the advertiser
To erase this message, press 7.
article and the article for Our Town
To save
magazine.
it, press 9. To hear more options,
sweet?
press 0. Message erased. End of new messages. To listen to
Okay,
your
folks.
messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change your personal options, press 4. Personal options. To turn message waiting indicator.
A man bought a used car, folks. His friend asked him how many miles on it, and the man says, well, I'm not sure. The odometer is in Roman numerals.
Hello, Glendora. This is Janine from the advertiser, and I just wanted to get back to you because, yes, I received a nice big envelope today, and there's nothing in it. So Nissa told me you found the check on the floor. So I just wanted to let you know that, no, I didn't receive it. Well, I did receive it, but just the envelope. Maybe the dryer ate it. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye. End of
Thank you,
message.
Janine, at the
To
advertiser.
erase this message, press 7. Message erased. Next message. Hi, Glendora. It's Janine. I figured out why I didn't see your article. It's because it wasn't there. I looked in the emails, and the last email we got from you was on July 26th, and you sent in an article that ran in the August 3rd paper, which is last Thursday. So there was nothing in there for this Thursday. So I'm so sorry about that. Usually Allison catches it when your article's not in. But now, of course, Sharon's doing them. So, but yeah, we didn't get one for this week. So, okay, well, I hope you have a nice evening. I think I'm done for the day, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.
Janine, no article in the advertiser.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. It's Gloria calling you back. I did go to Rite Aid, but they only had the large size of those socks. So I didn't get to my kids get your ear medicine. I think it's the right stuff. But I'm at an amusement park today with my daughter and Naomi with Ashley and Ashley's boyfriend and another friend. So, and then I leave for Pennsylvania tomorrow. Won't be back till Tuesday night. But I can call you from there. I would think that having a vegetarian club at my house is fine in October. If you want to do it in September, we might be able to sit outside on the deck. So anyway, just call me back when you get this message, but I might not be able to pick up because I'll be on a ride. All right. Yeah.
Oh, she's going away until Tuesday.
End of
Gloria.
message. To erase this message, press 7. To
Okay.
send a reply message, press message erased. End of new messages. To listen.
Hi there, folks. Bob said to Harry, you remind me of Dan Smith. And Harry says, I'm not a thing like Dan Smith. And Bob says, oh, yes, you are. You both owe me $10. Join with me in the delight, folks. The telephoning is up to date. How many calls today? Anyway, it's up to date. And the total number of calls is 56,360. And on a Friday. Friday's a very important day because things close down for the weekend. Thank you all for doing this. Join with me in the delight. Rejoice, ye pure in heart. Rejoice, give thanks and sing. Your festal banner raised on high, the cross of Christ your King. Rejoice, 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 give thanks and sing. Just as we completed the telephoning, now we're going to try to consummate the in-mail, and this is to Public Access TV in Bolton, since they have stopped answering the telephone. What? Yes, a public access television station no longer answers the telephone. So where do we move to next? Let's move to Groton and Frank Ficini, which isn't much better. He has gone into autism. Also, although he did acknowledge the benefit to public access TV of a chat with Glendora on the front page cover of a national magazine, Lucent. So, let's get Frank's address. Maxine friend neighbor just called to see if I needed any help. But she can't do anything because she just had drops in her eyes. However, she was nice to be concerned. And she was sort of in a hurry. I wanted her to lie down and rest her eyes. Although she was able to drive home. And I had to press her to take time to hear a joke, and I'm glad she did, because she really brought joy to the world with her laughter. And .com is eating vegan kibble. Now we got one more to do. Farmington, Connecticut, Nutmeg TV. Public access TV in 8 Connecticut towns like Bristol and New Britain. Bristol is where ESPN is, the sports network. You look like you want more kibble, kitty. All right, just a little tiny bit. Would you like it that way? This is vegan kibble. Eric, very friendly, Nutmeg TV. 8 towns in Connecticut, Farmington, Bristol, New Britain, a whole bunch of them. Very friendly, much better than the person who used to be there. Frank Ficini used to be very friendly. I don't know what got into him. Is there some kind of virus going around? And Bolton, they used to be friendly and nice. What gets into these people? All people who on earth do dwell, sing to the Lord with cheerful voice. Him ye shall serve with praise foretell. Come ye before him and rejoice. Want more, huh, .com? Okay, now we'll go aloft and see if there's any more mail come in today. So what's in your postage envelope? This is the $1.15 stamp, the international stamp. It's the moon, and they're all through with that. They have a new one, a wreath. It looks like a wreath. This is the return address labels. These are the 20-cent second ounce stamps. And of course, these are the Purple Hearts. We've got to help this pig and all pigs from the cruelty, from the horrors. From the horrors, we've got to help them. Watch this, folks. Watch now. Isn't that beautiful? She jumps in a parabola. Isn't that beautiful? Those tomatoes were taken away from their mother too soon. They are not ripe. They will never ripen. They will never have flavor, and they'll never be soft. They're hard, they're beautiful, they're rotund, and they're red, but they are tasteless. They make the salad look good, but they are tasteless. Well, there were 2 in mail. Here's a thank you note, a note of appreciation from Walter Belfour for a donation to the Chatham Methodist Church. Walt did all right. He can see and he can write. It wasn't big enough, Walt. It should have been bigger. And I think Walt is 2-3 years older than Glendora. I think he's around 93 or so. And his wife, Virginia. And they live in separate nursing homes because they have different needs. And how many years they've been married? Oh my goodness, 60, 65. And second letter is a thank you from Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, getting out the cruelty to animals perpetrated by medicine training. They can do without it. There's other things they can do. Thank you. Neil, what's his last name? Can you find it, folks? Neil Barnard, MD. Thank you, dear Neil. Welcome to Glendora, Soul to Soul, on Sunday, August 13. That was quite a rain last night. I hope the towels are in the right places. This is the first time that we have been outdoors this summer. And the reason is I have to see the magnifier to get all of the information to you and back from you about Soul to Soul. And that means we have to do it indoors. And we have to shut off the 200-watt light. Because it washes out the magnifier. Grace and peace be unto you from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Soul to soul. we begin by refreshing our minds as to what God is. Is God a bunch of bits and pieces going different ways? Is God an old man with a long white beard pushing buttons on a switchboard? Is God energy? Is God electromagnetism? Is God a bunch of selves? A bunch of selves? People selfish, going after their own goals under the myth that this is life? Is God this spinning globe that we're on, spinning at 600 miles an hour and facing the sun right now? Our part of it is facing the sun right now. With oceans and seas and land and air and beauty and magnificence. Well, God is inside of us. God's inside of you. God's inside of the area next to you. And God is continuous. Somehow or other, God is continuous. And God is a unified whole. There's only God. God is all there is. Ego and evil are mirages. They're phantoms. They don't exist unless you let them exist. And then that's not a real existence. What's our answer to evil? Don't have anything to do with it. Don't think about it. Don't see it. Don't speak it. Don't hear it. Don't do it. There's much better things to do. What's our answer about self? It's a myth. It's a fictitious hacking off the universe, a piece of it, and going by yourself and saying, I've got this and I'm better than you are. And I'm better than he is. And I have more money and I have a bigger house and I'm the boss. And I'm in charge and I'm in control. Those are all myths. Don't waste your time on them. All right. Then what do you do? It's simple. It is so simple. Books and books, ages and ages have been written on it, but it is simple. God is helping others. I see Jesus as helping others. And that's all you do, all day long. That's pretty simple, isn't it? That's what God is. That's what Jesus is. And when you do spend your life that way, it isn't really your life, but when the time is spent that way, you're doing what we're all supposed to be doing, and that's making the universe better. Keeping the universe going and growing. What good does this do the world? Ask yourself. Whatever you're doing, say, what good does this do the world? Is it pushing the universe forward? And believe me, folks, things are getting better and better and better and better. magnificent blue. What a great color. What a great thing the electromagnetic spectrum is, the part that we can see. It's waves and wavelengths and frequencies. Somehow I think that's the physical nature of the universe, of God. The electromagnetic spectrum. And I think thought possibly could be the electromagnetic waves with the highest frequencies and the shortest wavelengths. And I think gravity could possibly be the wave that has the longest wavelength and the lowest frequency, so long and so small that you can't see it and you can't sense it, other than, of course, feel it. Feeling our drawing to the earth and the earth's gravity and the earth's electromagnetism. The earth's a giant magnet. The earth is a giant magnet spinning at 600 miles an hour. Think of all the electricity that makes. So we're going to end right here. What's it all about? I see God as helping others. I see Jesus as helping others. Bible passage. It's the book of James. And we're looking at the first chapter. And we're looking at verse 23, where James speaks of hearer of the word and doer of the word. Where do we stand, folks? You're a hearer of the word. You come here and you listen and you hear it. And I'm pretty sure you go out and do it, because you know there's nothing else you should do or want to do, really. This is really what you want to do. You're a hearer and a doer of the word. And what is the word? Helping others. What's a hearer of the word like? And not a doer of the word. Somebody who hears a word and doesn't do it. What's that like? Another fictitious. Or is it another fiction? Fictitious and another fiction. But a doer of the world, that's the real thing. That's the real thing. So that's our Bible passage for today, August 13, in the year 2017, Anno Domini, the year of our Lord. And my vision is getting so bad, folks, that I can't write a check and the bank wouldn't cash it. It wouldn't cash it. I can't see the line where you write your signature, and I can't see the line where you write the date. And I always add Anno Domini, the year of our Lord. So Brother Darlene Meppen had to come here yesterday, and I told her, you make out the check and I'll sign it. I can sign it with a Sharpie, the original Sharpie, but now it's getting so I can't see anything but the Sharpie that's like a chisel. It's got to be that big. It's got to be 1/4 of the inch. And I see it fine. I'm so grateful that I can see. At 89 years old, these eyes don't really owe me anything because they've done close work, desk work. I've been a desk person all these years. The calling, C-A-L-L-I-N-G, the calling. Jesus calls us. Again, I see Jesus is helping others. Jesus calls us for the tumult of life's wild and restless sea. Day by day his sweet voice sounded, saying, Christian, follow me. I see Jesus is helping others. Jesus calls us for the tumult of life's wild and restless sea. Day by day his sweet voice sounded, saying, Christian, follow me. August, summer, what bliss. This is a joy book. A joy book is a log of things that you have done for the world. It is a list of things you should do this day for the world. It is a notation of anything great and grand. That you might hear. An afflatus, a divine imparting of knowledge. It is a list of things you listen to hear to do in the order in which you should do them. And it really keeps your life organized. When things come in from all directions, it really holds them together. Like those stockings, those stabilizer stockings, how they hold the parts of the leg together. I think when you get to be 89, the parts seem to drift apart. Is that the idea? And so these stockings come along and they hold the parts all together, and they go from the toe all the way up to the hip. Okay. The sign in the restaurant window, don't make fun of our coffee. Someday you'll be old and weak too. And the longest word in the English language is smiles. S-M-I-L-E-S. Between the first S and the last S is a mile. The scoutmaster said, you see that steep cliff over there? Well, we're going to climb that cliff next. And the little scout, his knees began to shake. And he said, do people fall off that cliff very often? And the scoutmaster said, no, once is enough. I always thought it would be fun to be married to an archaeologist. The older you get, the more interested in you he gets. Did you hear about the couple, folks, who got married so late in life that Medicare picked up 80% of the honeymoon? And the wisecracker in the city hall said to the city clerk, how much does it cost to get married? And she said to him, $40 and one paycheck every week the rest of your life. Daddy, why do they call English the mother tongue? Because, son, Father never gets a chance to use it. And the couple who got married so late, or excuse me, the couple who got married so early in life, so young in life, that 3/4 of the wedding presents were manufactured by Mattel. A woman said a husband is like, no, a man said, yeah, this was a man. A man said a husband is like wine. The older he gets, the better he gets. And the woman said, if I'd known that, I would have kept mine in the cellar. And the woman who got married 4 times. Let me think about this one. First, she married a banker. Then she married an actor. And then she married a minister. And then she married a undertaker. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and 4 to go. I told that joke once to a gathering in a person's home, and the woman says, I've been married 4 times, and her husband says, I've been married 4 times, and the guest says, I've been married 4 times. And the couple who got married and they couldn't afford to go to Niagara Falls for the honeymoon, so they went to the car wash instead. Clarence said to Harry, you remind me of Bob Smith. And Harry says, I'm not a thing like Bob Smith. And Clarence says, oh yes you are, you both owe me $10. And honey, the endearing husband said to his wife, you look the same as you did 25 years ago. And she says, that's because I'm wearing the same dress. A sign outside of a house said, drum set for sale. Next door, a sign outside of that house said, hooray! A midget fortune teller escaped from jail. A midget fortune teller escaped from jail. The headline in the newspaper was, small, medium, at large. And the daddy said, son, you have to learn from the mistakes of others. You simply do not have time to make them all yourself. Want to know what money was spent in August so far, first 2 weeks? $400 for the rent, $50 for the museum rent, $1 for groceries, $50 to Gregory Washburn, $45 to Gregory Washburn, $35 to for gasoline, a jug for the 1980 Lincoln, and about 3/4 of a tank for Gregory's truck. $5 to for bad food. $78 for more bad food. Looking for vegan cookies. We finally found them. We found a whole bunch of them at honest weight. Good vegan cookies. $50 for Farm Animals Rights Movement. $100 for the American Vegan Society. And $50 for the Sunshine Fund. That's a local group here in Nassau Village. Some people gave this fund, and other people contribute to it, and I contribute to it, to help people in trouble. People who can't pay the rent, people who can't pay car bills, people who can't pay for groceries. And they loan it to them, and I just don't think they ever get it back. Something $30. What's that? Oh, George Durnford out in Oregon. He signs up for my show every 3 months and sends me the schedule of it. Thank you, George. I think I might be asking you to do the show by file transfer protocol instead of by DVD. And that was through Riney Horst, H-O-R-S-T, and his show about Jesus. Oh, and $100 for Flanagan Cat. I'm going to tell you that story. Started a week ago, just now. A week ago in about 2 hours. $54 groceries. $20 to the pregnancy center, Alpha. $34 for I think it's 2 new litter pans and more cat litter. I'll tell you about that later. $8. Something. And $30 to St. Mary's Roman Catholic Church for Frank Rizzi and Linda Rizzi, who do so much for the world. Now, Esther Raphael, I don't know how many hymns she knows. She thinks it's hundreds from going to the Seventh-day Adventist Church all of her life. I only know about 58. Yeah, 58. Anyway, we sing hymns to each other over the phone. And she says, "What did you do yesterday?" And so I listed the things that I did yesterday. And she tells me what she did yesterday. And all of that I hear is helping to move the universe forward. Keeping it going and growing. And that's called care and share. So I share my care and share with you because you care, and I want you to call me and tell me your care and share. I would rather you tell me on the phone than do it by internet. Internet doesn't have a voice. Internet doesn't have a reflection or inflection. Maybe it doesn't have reflection. Okay, so Sunday, just about 2 hours from now, after I had finished your Glendora Soul to Soul and finished the jokes on the Facebook and the hymn on the Facebook, I began work on rescuing a handsome orange male kitty cat. The property here has changed hands. Now, I have no personal knowledge of this. This is just what I heard. That the owners came Friday night, a week ago, last night, and said we've come to inspect the apartment. And the tenant said, no, we should have